Greetings, 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 greetings. This is your brother Chief Kalanago. Go on, man. Hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody's doing good. Check this out. We're about to do a quick little live. I'm not gonna be on here too long, I promise you. I hope everybody's having a good 24.
Everybody's
That's
doing
just the
good.
notifications going off. All right. Now check this out. Like I said, this video is not gonna be too long. Just observation, observation, observation. Check this out. My brothers and sisters, the original people of the Americas, the original indigenous people of the Americas, the so called Black, Negro, African American, Afro American, nigger. I could go on and on with the names that we have been called, the titles, the identifications, different titles we have been called and labeled. I could go on and on. But it doesn't negate the fact that the so-called, I'm saying so-called Negro because we are not Negroes. We were called Negroes by these black European devils that came here in 1492. Okay? We are the original Americans. And I'm going to repeat, Vespucci, Americo Vespucci did not give America its name. America's name was already written in the constellations. Okay? So that name belongs to America. American is a race, just like how America is a continent. And I'm going to reiterate, America is one continent. You have the northern part of the continent, which is called North America, and you have the southern part of the continent, which is called South America. But it is one continent, one landmass. All right. I just have to keep reiterating that. Now, with that being said, we have been tricked, bamboozled, lied to, miseducated, brainwashed. Just we could go on and on, you know what I'm saying, with the what we call the education of the westernized mind. Okay. And it was done intentionally, and it's okay. And yes, a lot of people are waking up. And my brothers and sisters, I'm telling you, I know I've been always ahead of my time. I've always been. And that is what it could be so frustrating. And it's a thin line between lonely and alone. Because you're alone, it doesn't mean that you're lonely. But sometimes being alone, when you see so many things and you know so many things, then it becomes lonely. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying all that to say this journey could be depressing. This journey, could drive you crazy. It could literally give you a mental breakdown if you are not strong. And that's why so many people give up. But some of us are built differently, even if we keep pouring and pouring and pouring into the people. You feel me? Sometimes, even me myself, I have to take a break because I'll tell you like this. If you have a well and you're continuously taking water out of the well and there's not another source to replenish the well, what's going to happen? The well is going to get empty. All right. What am I saying? I'm just saying, man, people such as myself, we are pouring so much into our people with the truth, but yet still people are so distracted. I get it. And I know the reason why, because it's not their time to get it. But oh my goodness, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy, man. It's like reaching out to so many people, like, listen, lineage, let's come together, man. Like, why can't we come together? I'm going to show you images, right, of the Labor Day weekend every year in Brooklyn. They have over 1.5 million people on Eastern Parkway in Brooklyn celebrating the carnival. Now, that's something that, we have always done since, I was a child in the islands, but it's quite amazing to me. And it's really funny because people don't pay attention. Hey, greetings, Brother Junior. You see, people don't pay attention when you ask yourself questions, when we have Mardi Gras and we have the so-called Black Indians in Louisiana doing their parades, I don't see no real Africans. I don't see no Nigerians. I don't see no Ghanaians. I don't see people from Angola. I don't see people from Senegal. I don't see all the people they tell us that we are from joining us. Every single year in Brooklyn, we got Labor Day. Okay, even in Florida, when they have the carnival, I don't see one real African coming to jump in the parade with us, because that's what we call it. We call it jump up. I don't see one African. When we have it in Atlanta, I don't see one African coming with a Nigerian flag, say, hey, listen, I'm with you, my brother. I don't see none of that. When we have it in Boston, I don't see one real African coming to celebrate our parades. Why is that? But every single year on Labor Day, we have 1.5 so-called West Indians from all over the Caribbean, including people from the United States, our brothers and sisters from the United States, coming to celebrate. Now you have to ask yourself the question, our brothers and sisters in the United States, they join the parade and they have a great time. But why is that the real Africans don't join us in that parade? Why is that? Doesn't that strike y'all as odd? That this is really odd? Like, somebody explain it to me. This is odd. But people are not seeing. They're not seeing, because this culture ain't got nothing to do with Africans. It's about us, the American Indians, the Amerindians, the autochthonous people of the Americas. This is our culture. You feel me? So we identify with each other during that time. But it's just amazing that 1.5 million of us right here in Brooklyn could come out. Guess what? I got up in fact, I was up last night since at 5:30 working on behalf of my people. Working on behalf of my people. Like, my God, people, I can't do it alone. I can't. I've been burned out, and I rejuvenated myself and burned out, rejuvenated myself again. And it's like, wow. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's just so easy to revert to all the nonsense. You feel me? I literally went to bed about 5:30, like I said, working on things so we could move forward. I got up like about 12:30, did a workout right in the house. I did about 300 different versions of abs. Okay, did some push-ups, got in the shower. I went down, I drank 2 coconut waters, and I bought some seeded grapes. I bought some seeded oranges and tangerines and a few bananas. Right? This is called discipline. Why? Because once you are disciplined, that means that you have already activated your disciples. That's what disciples really mean. And in the allegorical story of Yeshua or Jesus, I don't care what you want to call that entity, it is all allegory. And I'm saying all that to say, the reason why he had to get his 12 disciples is because he was the 13th son. He was the God. And he had to activate his discipline, his disciples, because your disciples are 12 faculties that you got in your mind. And you have to activate them before you become the Christ. You have to teach them how to be followers of men. You feel me? Not followers of men, but fishers of men, pardon me. It's all allegory. But let's get back to the purpose of this video. 1.5 people, American Indians, on Eastern Parkway in Brooklyn every September, Labor Day, so-called weekend. And I promise you, I could go through that 1.5 million people and you wouldn't find 100 people that's actually from Africa, because they're not going to support that. They're not associated with that. They're disconnected from us. You feel me? But I'm going to show you some images. Let me show you some images. And I put the link in the description. And y'all click on the link and look at the images. And every single year, 1.5 West Indians. And when I talk about West Indians, I'm talking about the entire West, including the United States and Canada. Okay, all of the Americas, because it's considered the West. All right, let me show you the pictures of our people celebrating once a year. Okay, let me show you. Once a year, they come out and play Indian. Once a year. And this is something that we've been doing for a long time, knowing that it is part of our culture. Oh, and that's what our ancestors did. Why can't we embrace that 24/7, 365? Why we have to do it once a year? You feel me? Now, there's a reason for me showing you all of this, and I'll tell you why, and mentioning and keep going over the 1.5 million on Eastern Parkway every Labor Day. But watch these. Does it remind you of Mardi Gras, but just different forms of costumes? Look, all these people are American Indians. All these people are American Indians. Okay? This is the copper-colored races that were found in the Americas by these black devils that came here in 1492. Yes, the so-called Negroes from Europe, Asia, and Africa. Okay, because they all came together to hijack our birthright. Yes, I said it. Okay? You see that? You see the different complexions, copper-colored people? Now, I'm not saying that the Americas is the only place that got copper-colored people. I'm just saying that's what we were called in terms of complexion. 1.5 million every single year on Labor Day. We are dedicated. People spend, I'm talking about $3, $4, $5, even $2,000, $3,000 sometimes. I know people that have spent $3,500 to $5,000 on costumes. That's how serious this is. Okay? It is serious. I mean, I put the link below for y'all to see. Click on the link and you could see it yourself. Okay? Endless pictures. All right? Why is this important? Why is this important? Let me stop sharing. This is important because we cannot get 2,000 people to come together to practice group economics. You see how sad this is? You see how crazy this is? We cannot get 200 people to come together and practice group economics. We cannot get 200 American Indians to come together and step to Congress and say, listen, man, we are the original people of this land. You feel me? We are the original people of this land. And we're going to stand. We cannot get 200 original American Indians to call radio stations, to call the TV networks, so we could start making noise, so we could start shaking the foundation of these lies in this corporation. We can't get that. But we could get 1.5 million every single year that's coming to donate funds to Brooklyn, New York City. You feel me? That's crazy. That is crazy. You feel me? That's crazy. I don't get it. But maybe I'm just overthinking things. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me, man. You see, discipline is a skill a lot of people lack, right? Because what makes the difference between a man or a woman who rise and then not eat anything before 12 or 1, then when it's about 12 or 1, drink some coconut water, some fruits, all right, maybe some vegetables, and all during the day, that's pretty much it. What makes somebody make that decision? What makes somebody make that decision by getting up? Instead of smoking and drinking, you get on the floor, you start doing push-ups, sit-ups, you do your workout. You go out, you sun gaze, right? What makes the difference between somebody who say, hey, I'm not going to put liquor, these spirits in my system, opposed to somebody who wants to drink every single day? What makes The difference between somebody who say, you know what, man, I'm going to go get me some grapes opposed to smoking a cigarette. I'm just saying, like, it's really about you making those decisions. It's called discipline. It's called discipline, man. I even went, when I went to get the coconuts, I bought me some Jamaican castor oil because mine is done. And I took a spoonful of that. Okay, what makes me so different than anybody else? Nothing. It's just the discipline. I'm not more special than anybody else. No, it's discipline, priorities, knowing my purpose. You see, people without a purpose, they cannot live life. People without a goal will always miss their shot. You feel me? And people who lie to themselves will always become a liability. I'm going to repeat that. People who lie to themselves will always be a liability to themselves and others. Because y'all come on the internet talking all this American Indian shit, Aboriginal American Indian shit, all type of shit. But when the call of action is put out to come together, everybody, it's like the lights came on and all of a sudden the roach is running. But you could post something about some BS and everybody want to take it and run with it. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. And we keep seeing the signs around us, what these colonizers are doing, what they are preparing for. Do you know that in Canada, that before the year end, they're literally going to get rid of IDs and your ID is going to be digital? All you need is a QR code for your ID. They're going to get rid of healthcare cards and everything is going to be digital. All you need is a code, a QR code, your passport, everything is a QR code. Don't you realize what position they're putting us in? People, what's going on, man? Like, this is crazy. And that's why I know I've always been ahead of my time. Always. In 2017, got back on the path. Okay, nation building. Guess what? The dark forces, they send some, they send their demonic angels to put chaos in what we were building. I had to shut it down. They wanted to take me out. I'm talking about spiritually. You feel me? So I had to give it a rest. Now the ancestors came back to me and said, listen, Chief, listen, it's time. I'm back at it again, but it's like I'm pulling teeth. My people, do you know the etymology of suffer, what it means? I've showed it to you before, but I'm going to show it to you again because this is ridiculous, man. This is crazy. Like, do we enjoy suffering? Because it seems like we do. I keep telling y'all, we are the only ones that could make laws on this land. Everybody else have to make statutes, codes, and ordinances. They have to pass acts. That's why they are actors. Okay? Let me show you what suffer really means. And that's why our people are suffering. Okay? And you know who's going to change the game? Pale people. It's unfortunate, pale people, they're the ones that's going to change the game. You know why? Because they have always been the ones that initiated the change. And then our people come, take it over, but the pale people are always the beneficiaries. Same thing happened with the civil rights movement. The civil rights movement wasn't about us because we were not civilians. We were still all the way up to 1924. In the 1960s and the 1970s, we were still called American Indians. You feel me? And it was because of the Indian Citizen Act of 1924, the United States made all American Indians United States citizens. But we were not civilians. Civilians dealt with the foreigners, the immigrants. We were not allowed to vote. Why? Because we were sovereign people. Okay? But for some reason, we wanted to be part of that legal society. We wanted to be part of that foreign society. So we gave up our American Indian identity. So therefore, they killed the Indian just to save the man. because the man had to be the worker, the labor force. Our people were not slaves. Our people got paid for working sharecropping. You feel me? So what is y'all talking about? The further back you go, our people own the land. Like, how do you even figure that? How is it possible you go back to the 1700s, the early 1800s, and so-called black people in the Americas, they own all the land, all over the Americas, but yet still they came as slaves. How is that possible? And then in the 1700s, they were the ones that created the first Republican Party. How is that possible? Because those were not the American Aborigines. Those were the black nobles that came from Europe. They brought that Republican Party concept here. I mean, come on, man. I don't know what else to show y'all. Let me see if I could find something real quick. Let me see. I know I got it somewhere. I know I got this thing somewhere. Hopefully I could find it. But I'm just saying, this is crazy. I'm going to show you the etymology of suffer in a minute. But I'm going to see if I could find this one picture. Let me see. And it's funny that you always have these pictures, and then when you really need it, okay, there it is. I'm gonna send it to myself. Then I'm gonna download that because I want to show it to you. I want to show it to y'all. Okay, give me 1 second, please, because I still have to show you the etymology of All right, cool. All right, so we're gonna send that to. Let me show y'all something. Before I show you the etymology of suffer, let me show you this picture real quick. Here we go. Okay. Blow this up. Let me show y'all something here. Okay. Not survival, suffer. Yeah. Let me go ahead and present the screen right here. Listen, there's going to be, like I said, over 1 million people on Eastern Parkway today. Guess what I chose to do? Go get me some fruits, do a little workout, come back in the house and do this video. I'm just tired of the nonsense, man. Tired of the, just the system just using our people, milking our people. I'm just tired. I've been tired. This year is the first year I mean, for the past few years, even if I didn't really participate per se, I would go walk around, take pictures, videotape, show you, do lives. I'm not even gonna do that this year because it's just sickening. It's just sickening. It's turning my stomach. And I choose not to participate anymore. I'm not gonna do it anymore. Because it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. Let me show y'all this picture. Okay? This is a picture of Elvis Presley. They happen to call the king of rock and roll. How did Elvis become the king of rock and roll when Elvis got everything from us? Now, this is not what this is about, but look at the picture, right? Look at the people with the feathers. You're trying to tell me our ancestors, our people here, they were pretending to be Indians? You think Elvis didn't know who the real Indians were? You see, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Why is that he addressed these so-called Negroes, these so-called African Americans, these so-called Afro-Americans? They have their feathers, a place where Elvis went to perform. And everybody had their feathers there. Is that a coincidence? Now, this is in the 60s. So in the 60s, our people knew they were the American Indians. What happened in 2023? What's going on in 2023? This is crazy, man. Just pay attention to this. Take a look at the picture. It's a real picture. Okay? Look at these American Indians. They look just like you. Do you think Elvis told them, hey, you're not the American Indians? You're not the original people. No, look at the smile on his face. It says it all. Look at that young sister in the middle, right? Look at her face. See how proud she is. She's presenting herself. Look at the life in her face. Now, our people walking around depressed, angry. Look at our women. You can't even say hi to them in the streets no more. Everything is about, oh, I don't need a man. Everything a man cannot tell me this. Y'all gone, y'all lost. I mean, it's sad, man. It's sad. But let us go to the etymology of suffer. That's why they had to take our women down until our women are now on videos in public admitting that they're bitches, female dogs. They had to take you to your lowest. Why? Because we had a matrilineal system. Everything was handed down through the mother. Okay? Everything. Etymology of suffer. What does it say? Mid-13th century. Allow to occur or continue. Let's read this again. Allow to occur or continue. Permit, tolerate, fail to prevent or suppress, also to be made to undergo, endure, be subjected to pain, death, punishment, judgment, grief. But guess what it says? Allow to continue. So you are suffering because you want to suffer. You don't even know you want to suffer. You think the system is making you suffer. No, you are the one that's making yourself suffer because you allow it. You tolerate it. You feel me? Let a brother or sister tell you something in the street. You're ready to pop them off. You're ready to blow their head. You're ready to punch them in their face. But you have a system that's oppressing you, forcing you to take vaccines, forcing you to put masks, but yes, they cannot prove that it works. You have a system that's pushing pharmaceutical drugs, making trillions of dollars when they're not even dealing with they're not even giving you a remedy. Okay? They're just literally slowing down the symptoms so you could come back. Because it's $1 trillion business. And y'all don't want to stand up. Your liberties are being taken. Your children are being taken. You can't even correct your children these days. ACS is going to come take them. When our people had our sovereignty, when our people were American Indians, they couldn't do that because we were a separate people. The deal and the treaty was they had to deal with us from a government to government basis. ACS could not come take our children, and they're not supposed to, but you gave up being the American Indian. And you became Black and African American thinking you're from Africa. So you became a subject of a foreign colonizer in your own land. So now you're under the jurisdiction of foreigners and immigrants. And you have done it freely. But you cry every day. Oh, it's because we're Black. No, it's not because you're Black. Well, yes, it's because you are. Because you're dead in law. You are lacking the identity of who you are. So yes, you are Black, Black. This is sad. It's crazy. But what do I know, right? What do I know? And that's why I tell people there's a difference between alone and lonely. But it's starting to become lonely, man. You know, it's starting to become lonely. Because it's like, what else can anyone do to let people see and hear the truth? I'm not the only one talking about it. I have a different way of breaking things down. I have a different way of teaching. I have a different method. Yes. But essentially, we are all saying the same thing. We are the original people. So what's the problem? What's the problem? All it's going to take is just a few thousand of us. Look, Look at the nation of Islam. The nation of Islam. Hmm? They have about what? 15,000 members, and they have a platform. But of course, I hear all the rhetoric. It ain't got nothing to do with us Aborigines. When Minister Farrakhan had a sit down with Jay White Wolf, and he told him, he said, listen, man, if you go into the mosque, the first, the third, and the fifth person that you touch, not the second and the third, not the second and the fourth, but the first, third, and fifth person that you touch, that person is a Native American, the people they call so-called black. He never said black, he said so-called, the one they claim to be black. The man told y'all the truth, but no, y'all want to be black. The Native American historian told you that you are the American Indian, but now you still want to be black. And that's just within the nation of Islam. Let's go over to the Christian churches. Go look at when they catch the Holy Ghost and they start speaking in tongues and they start doing their dance. What dance does it remind you of? That's the American Indian dance. So literally, if you go into a mosque and every first, third, and fifth person is an American Indian, going to the Christian churches, I promise you, every first, second, third, fourth, and fifth person is an American Indian. But now we want to be black. We want to be from Africa. Like I said, man, we could come together for all the BS, but we will not come together to unite and stand up for our birthright, okay? Our land, our children, our ancestors. At least our ancestors stood and fought for something. We're out here standing to fight against each other. That's crazy, huh? So, wow. Amazing how things have changed. But anyway, that's just me venting, man. All right? That's just me venting. Shout out to each and every one of y'all. Man, I love y'all, man. I don't know what else to do. I'm literally, like I said, I don't know what else to do. When I got up earlier, I asked my ancestors, I say, ancestors, please show me what else to do. I'm tapped out. The well is running dry. The well is running dry. The energy is running out. I don't know what else to do. I mean, I don't know how to reach each and every one of you individually. I mean, that's why I opened the invitation. You know what I mean? Reach out to me. Let's do this. We got a Zoom call tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Okay? How long are we going to continue to go through this? How long? Do you want to wait until the farming is here? Don't you realize? Let me tell y'all something. I want y'all to do the math. Do the math. Right now, we are stepping into the farming. 7-year farming. You see, y'all don't get this. You had the 7 years of the Jubilee, but you missed it. That's what they put Trump in the office for. It is all allegory, but y'all missed it. Okay? Y'all missed it. Let me show y'all. Because like I said, man, people think I don't know what I'm talking about. But like I said, I'm beyond my years in knowledge. And I give thanks to my ancestors for the wisdom because they gave me, they allow me and they show me how to tap into universal mind to show me these truths. But let me show y'all something. If y'all think I don't know what I'm talking about, okay? Check this out. When was Trump president? Trump was president in what? In 2017, right? In 2017. That was the year of the Jubilee. When, do you know what the Jubilee means? The Jubilee means where the people, they're supposed to get back their land, get back their sovereignty. But y'all fought against Trump. This is not about politics. I'm giving you the allegory. of what it means, because that's when everything was supposed to be, bountiful. Everybody was supposed to multiply, not just in monetary aspects, but in land. You feel me? But y'all missed it. So now you're going back into the 7-year farming. Why do you think they're taking everything away? Because y'all missed the Jubilee. Man, I tell people, man, etymology of Jubilee. Let me show y'all, man, because y'all think I don't know what I'm talking about. Chump means the trumpet. The trumpet sounded. It ain't got nothing to do with politics. Okay? It's all so-called prophecy that's encoded in politics. Check this out. Let me show. And I've done videos on this years ago. When Trump was in office in 2017, 18, I was doing videos on that. I don't even know where this video at. I think they took it down because YouTube was telling me, oh, well, you violate no standards. I was speaking too much truth. But listen to this. Jubilee. Old Testament sense. Jubilee. Anniversary. Rejoicing. Okay? From Latin. Inobilius. The Jubilee year. Originally an adjective of the Jubilee of the Greek Ibaleos. Hebrew Yobhel. Jubilee. Formerly a trumpet ram horn. Literally a ram. Okay? Literally a ram. What am I saying here? The trumpet. What does it say? Formerly a trumpet. So they brought back trump. Trumpet. Okay? When you look at the word trumpet, you will see the word trump, but y'all missed it. Y'all missed it. Okay? Hold on for a second, man. Let me break this down to y'all. Hold up. Let me see. Give me 1 second. That's 10, 14. All right. Let us read. The original Jubilee was a year of what? Emancipation of slaves and restoration of the lands to be celebrated every 50 years. It was proclaimed by the sounding of a ram horn on the Day of Atonement. So when Trump got into office, that was the Day of Atonement. That was the 50 year of slavery. All right. And that was the year of what? Your reparations. But you was looking for reparations the wrong way. So you missed it, man. You missed it. So now we have to go through another 7 years of farming unless y'all people wake the hell up. Don't believe anything that I tell you, man. Please think I'm lying. Because you see, the problem with y'all is this. You don't know when you have messiahs and the Christ walking around you because you're looking for an image of the Christ that they gave you in the Bible, not realizing that we are all around you. You don't realize it. But keep waiting. Keep waiting, man. The form of the word was altered in Latin association with unrelated Latin, whatever. But the point I'm making is this. All right. And guess what? It says, as a type of African American folk song, it is attested from 1872. The Catholic Church sense of a period of remission of sin penalties in exchange for pilgrimages. You hear that? In exchange for pilgrimages. You were supposed to be the jubilants. All right. A jubilant is a beneficiary of a jubilee. But we missed it. It's not too late, my brothers and sisters. It's not. It's not too late. Okay? It's not too late. But like I said, we have to come together. We have to come together. I don't know what else to tell y'all, but we got to come together. That's all I could say. That's all I could say, man. All I could say. All right. So let me conclude this, man. I think I made my point. Okay. I made my point. And this has nothing to do, once again, it has nothing to do with politics. This is all symbolic. It is all symbolic. If we had just stepped up during the reign of Trump, guess what? We would have gotten back our sovereignty and our titles of being American Indians again. All right? As simple as that. Go back to being the original people of the land because it was supposed to happen spiritually and mentally. Yep. You feel me? Yep. We were supposed to be, we would have gotten back our status of American Indians not taxed and enumerated. Do you know what enumerated means? Counted out. In other words, not part of the system. Let me show you what enumerate means. All I could do is show you, give you the facts. All I could do is show it to you, man. That's all I could do. All I could do is show it to you. That's it. Enumerate. I could just give it to you, man.
Enumerate.
Enumerate. Let me show you. What does it say? Enumerate. Hold on for a second. Here we are. Enumerate. What does it say? Mention of a number of things one by one. It also means set out. Okay, set out. Meaning that American Indians not tax, and enumerate, meaning that they're not supposed to tax us because we are out. We are set out of the system. Okay? Literally. Literally. Okay? But like I said, man, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. So we out here being taxed to death on our own land. I hear that though. I hear that. Yeah. Abraham Lincoln was a Negro. Abraham Lincoln was a Huguenot. Abraham Lincoln was one of John Ball. John Ball, B-A-L-L, was his great-great-grandfather. And he was also a revolutionary in London. Okay? Not Abraham Lincoln, pardon me. George Washington. All right? George Washington, pardon me, not Abraham Lincoln. He was a descendant of John Ball. But yes, Abraham Lincoln was a Huguenot. All right? He was a Huguenot from Europe. And yes, he was a man of color. And when he was freeing the slaves, he was freeing his people, not the American Indians. We were not slaves. Okay? People don't get that. People don't get that because we did not have a contract of servitude. That was the so-called black Negroes that came from Europe. Okay? They had that contract of servitude. We were always the Indians not taxed, enumerated. We were always separate. We were not supposed to be part of the system at all. All right? Yes, to set apart. You're absolutely right. We were supposed to be set apart. Okay? Oh, yeah, Abraham, we're talking about Abraham. Yeah, Abraham in the Bible is an allegory. It's an allegory. He wasn't a real man. But we don't have to get into that right now. But you're absolutely correct. Okay, he wasn't real. It was an allegory. All this stuff was allegory. You feel me? To symbolize something else. So, with that being said, I'm about to conclude. I think I gave y'all enough information here today. All right. And for those of you who want to join the Zoom, like I said, okay, you could reach out. It's at 8 p.m. Eastern time this evening, 7 p.m. Central. I could have been on the parkway with a million of people dancing and jumping around and having a good time, but you know what? I'm disciplined. I'm focused. I choose to be here because I know I was given a task. I was given a mission. Okay? The Bible is an allegory. It's a true allegory. Okay? I was given a task. So I have to stay on point. I have to stay disciplined. I have to stay focused. And that's what I'm doing. I could only be an example by the way that I walk, by the way that I talk, by the things that I do. Go all through my Facebook page. Go all through my YouTube. Not once you will see me promoting the BS. Maybe once in a while I will post something humorous. Once in a while. You know what I mean? But over 99% of my, what I put on YouTube or Facebook, it's all about our people now. I mean, come on. Look at my track record, Lineage. Look at my track record. I mean, is this focus or what? Am I serious about this or what? I mean, you would think, like, let me tell you something. The longer people talk, the longer you get to know people, whether it's directly or indirectly, guess what? They're going to teach you their true self. So go look at my track record. Show me how many times I've slipped up. I've always been a stand-up man. Always. Of course, you have had people who try to tarnish my name and, and spread their rumors, but it's okay because I always keep my receipts. You feel me? Always keep my receipts. Because that's just how I was raised. I'm cut from a different cloth. You feel me? So I am a man of integrity. Go look at my track record. People will show you who they are. Haven't I shown you who I am? I mean, I know they taught us we can't trust each other, but damn, I mean, come on. Give a brother a chance. Let him show you that he could do this, that he's about this. That's all I'm just saying, man. Give me a chance to prove me wrong. Because I am about this life. It's all I eat. It's all I breathe. What's holding us back? We don't have to go through the 7 years of farming, people. No, we don't. Because even during the 7-year farming period, the allegorical Joseph down in Egypt, he stored grain. So we still have some time because it's all allegory. But the farming is coming, whether you like it or not. My brothers and sisters, we still have time. We still have time. Okay? All I could do is just give you the information. That's all I could do, man. I can't do nothing. I can't force you to be a part of the Zoom. I can't force you to contact me. I mean, literally, I stayed up for about 2.5 to 3, what you call days. I don't do the days. So I'm going to say 24-hour cycle, 3-hour, 24-hour cycles to work on our American Indian Declaration. It's done. Do you know how declarations are accepted by nations? Because the people have to make the declaration. The people have to declare. Hence, when the United States wanted independence from their kings and queens in Europe, when the so-called pale man wanted their independence from their so-called black kings and queens in Europe, what they did, they stood up and fight and made it seem the war was about so-called black people. No, it was about these Negroes and the pale people that came from Europe wanting to fight their black kings and queens. And then our American Indian ancestors got caught up in that bullshit. But guess what they had to do? It was called the what? The Declaration of Independence. So where's your declaration at? You see, y'all keep missing, man. Y'all keep missing it. But all I could do is just play my part. All I could do is play my part. 3-hour, 3 24-hour cycles of staying up. Literally over 16, 17 hours working on this declaration. My eyes was literally red like it was about to bleed, but I got it done. Worked on the website. I mean, the website always been up, but I'm talking about the www.ipnan.org. Put so much stuff about the paper bull, encomienda, all these different things, doctrine of discovery, so you could see for yourself exactly how all these things transpired. Literally, I was sweating blood in my eye. That's how tired I was, but I got it done. We talking about, oh, we don't have anything to represent who we are, no clothes to represent us. I took a loan of over $20,000 to get our clothing line together for us. So we could wear something that tells our story, that makes our declaration. Got that done. I've been paying for a website, 2 different websites, for almost 5, 6, 7 years by myself. Haven't asked anybody a dime. I'm doing it alone. But nobody knows my personal struggles because I don't come in here and talk about it. And I refuse to talk about it. So I'm going to continue to go through the trenches because I know that my ancestors got me. But yet still, I still pour into you every single day. You think it's easy to do this? It's not. It's not easy to do it. People think what I'm doing is easy. You got to get up and go to your jobs every single day. I got to do research. I got to study to bring you that information. I got to put documents together to bring you that information. Trust me, it's easier to go get a 9 to 5. I promise you that. I don't have a 9 to 5. And I don't have no funds coming in from nobody. So basically everything that I have is being poured into you without nothing coming back in, nothing being reciprocated. But I don't come in here and complain and cry. No. I still continue to stand on behalf of my people. I still do, because I love my people. I love my purpose. It's tough to be chosen. Trust me. It's not easy. But the people that you're trying to save, they are the ones that crucify you. And that's just the way it is, man. That's just the way it is. You feel me? It's just the way it is. And that's why a lot of times people such as myself, we know that our gratification, it always comes at the end. We struggle the most, but our gratification comes in the end when we meet our ancestors. Everybody ain't about that life. Nah, trust me. The discipline it takes. You dig? The discipline it takes. Do you know what it feels like to go somewhere hungry? Where you're out, but you're hungry and you see chicken and you see all this beef and all these different foods, but you just so disciplined, you would rather your stomach hurt you than eat that. That's discipline. To the point where you're almost getting a headache, but you're so disciplined, you're not eating that. I'm saying all that to say it is not an easy task to live a certain type of life. Because all the temptations are around us. And that's what the allegory is in the Bible. When the so-called Jesus or Yeshua, I'm saying allegory because it wasn't real, was brought to the mountain. His mind brought him up there. His mind tempted him, showed him and said, listen. And he said, get thou behind me, Satan. What does Satan mean? It means adversary. That's all it means. And you are your biggest adversary. You are your biggest Satan. And you don't even realize that. But you think Satan is somebody else outside of you. No, you are the devil. And you are God. You decide which one you want to manifest. And it's sad that people can't see this because of religion and indoctrination. And the same people who created the religions are the same people that's controlling your world right now. So they are your gods. You don't even realize that. You refuse to take back your sovereignty. You refuse to stand up as the American Indians. But I'm asking you to rise, my brothers and sisters. Rise. But like I said, you will see that is the pale man. When this thing hit the fan, guess who? It's going to be the pale man that's going to first initiate it. And then we're going to join. And then if we're not too careful and not repeat the mistake that we made before when it happened before, because it happened before, all right, then we won't realize that we need to position ourselves to be the leaders of our land again. So we'll put ourselves in another position where we are subjected to foreigners once more. Not realizing that we have to stand up and be in the position when the smoke clears, that we are the ones that's standing back at the podium, making the laws, not codes and ordinances and stat. No, I'm talking about laws, real laws of the land. Because we are the only ones that could do that. We are the only ones that have the inherent spiritual right to do that. And America will never be great again. And I'm talking about America, the continent, not the United States, the corporation. I know the difference. America will never be great again until we get back on top. And not just that, until we put our women back on that pedestal. And I'm not talking about Little Red. That's not who I'm talking about. Okay? My coochie hair black and my booty hole brown. That's not what I'm talking about. Not that type of American and Indian woman. We ain't talking about that. Now, we talking about our women that has dignity, morals, code of ethics, women of integrity. We have to put them back on that pedestal, and we have to protect them. And not just them, we got to stand and protect each other. Okay? We are being controlled by 2% of the population when we are the majority. Think about that. We have always been the majority. All right? So, like I said, I'm about to conclude. And for those of you who want to be a part of the Zoom this evening, send me an email. All right? Send me an inbox if you're on Facebook. The email is mynijiunited@gmail.com. That's MYNIIJI United@gmail.com. All right? And the Zoom is at 8 p.m. We are going to go over the American Declaration. We are also going to touch on House resolution to show you that the two kind of coincide and, a little more. It doesn't matter if, the gatekeepers come on the Zoom. I don't care, because they're always watching anyway. All right. I don't care. I'm not doing anything unlawful. I'm not doing anything illegal. All right. That's what we are supposed to do. Okay. So, like I said, reach out and let's get on that. Let's pack that Zoom this evening. Let's have about 200, 300, 400, 500 of us on that Zoom this evening. All right. So we could start setting the foundation. Every great organization, movement, it must have a strong foundation. We have to be each other's keepers. We have to go back to that brotherly and sisterly love. We have to. What's preventing you from loving each other and loving ourselves and loving yourself? It's time. Okay? So, absolutely correct. Let us fight this war on paper. And if it have to become physical, so be it. We were never scared of a physical war. Okay, we just got tricked on the paper war. All right, because they know they can't beat us physically. We have never lost a physical battle. We lost the paper battle. So let's get back to fighting on paper. The pen is mightier than the sword. You feel me? You don't see all these gay people that got all these rights fighting each other in the streets or fight. No, no. They did the fighting on paper. Okay? They did the fighting on paper. So pay attention. It's time. Okay? Like I said, I can't do it alone. I'll see y'all at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central Time. Link me up for the information. Also, one more thing before I go. I want to give you guys, I know I have it somewhere. Where did I put that? Let me see. Give me 1 second. We have a Telegram group, okay? A lot of times, Facebook, and YouTube, they have these tendencies of telling us we violating this and we violating that. So I also created a Telegram link. It's right here. I'm going to put it in the link. All right, here you go. Click on that, join the Telegram link. Okay? Join the Telegram link. I just sent it to you. All right? So we'll talk soon. The information for the Zoom is, I think it's also in the Telegram group. So, but anyway, you could always send an email and we'll link up. All right? One love.